So today we're going to explore whether or not you'd want to take the blue pill or the red pill. And the answer may surprise you. Hi, this is David Greenwood of Your Life in the Now, helping you to move forward and awaken from the trance states that your subconscious mind puts you into to keep you safe and protected from its perspective, but actually robs you of the life you were meant to live. So what pill would you take? Now, for some of you may not know what I'm talking about. I'm referencing the movie The Matrix, the first episode, the first movie. In that first movie, Keanu Reeves' character, Neo, was offered by Lawrence Fishburne's character, Morpheus, the opportunity to take one of two pills. Now, the blue pill that he offered him represented ignorance, staying with what he was, being in a pod somewhere that the AIs who had taken over the world had put him into, sapping him of energy, yet having him dream a dream that was not real, but a reality that was blissful in many ways. Whereas the red pill was allowing him to wake up to the truth, even if it was damaging and difficult to his psyche, to see the truth that in reality he is a human being who has free will, and now he can move on and help others to awaken as well. So what would you choose? The red pill or the blue pill? Now, perhaps you're not aware that during your day, we're living with our ego, the part of you that does your day. It's a combination of your subconscious programming and your daily thoughts, your conscious mind. It's all considered the ego, the part that is your conscious and even subconscious programming within. Now, we can say we have a healthy and unhealthy aspects to our ego, but it's still ego. It still means that you're working with the realm of thoughts, of reflection, of fears, doubts, worries, and concerns. There's also joy and happiness associated with having an ego, but it's usually transitory. Now, you may have heard yourself think or say these thoughts that I want to find true joy and happiness in my life. I want to find something that's real. I want to find if there's something beyond this human condition that makes sense of it all. Something that's not made by human beings, but is natural and is the essence behind everything. Okay, there's many different words you could put around that, but the idea is the same. Is there something beyond our egoic state? Because I'm sure you're aware of how limited your ego is. And there's many levels to having an ego, of course. There's the idea that you can move through your day pretty much on autopilot. You don't really have to think at all. And that can be good or bad, but it usually gets pretty boring because you don't feel like you're alive. And after so many days or months or even years of living this way, it really begins to be very hollow and unfulfilling. And that's because your subconscious programming wants you to stay in this egoic state. Your subconscious is designed to protect you, to keep you safe. It's like that old saying, though, yes, ships are safest in the harbor, but they're meant for the open seas. So too are you meant to get out there, to learn, to grow, to make changes, to do it even better. So you're going to find a lot of times you're going to run right up against the resistance of your subconscious programming that just wants you to be safe and secure. It would be happiest if you never left the house, if you stayed indoors, because that's where it can protect you better. That's the way it thinks. Outside, as soon as you move outdoors, you're out of its protection. It can't control the environment as well. How many people do you know end up spending most of their later lives in the house watching TV? And most of us will reflect upon the fact that it doesn't seem to be much of a life, yet it's what most of us are destined towards unless some part along the way we decide to take the red pill. So what does the red pill mean? The red pill means that you're awakening into another state of being. You're awakening to the fact that there is more of you than just your ego. And you begin to realize the ego is a tool, a useful tool that you use You can't be without an ego. It's the one that decides what kind of cereal you like, or your dinners, your breakfast, the cars you drive, the people you're with, the thoughts you think, the music you like, the songs you sing, all the different things. That's an ego, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's how your ego is expressed that causes the issue. Now, when your ego gets caught up in mostly the old negative programming, it's going to be filled with doubts, worries, concerns, fears. You're going to hear it in your mind, perhaps, as negatory statements, statements that are demeaning sometimes, holding you back, doubt, fears. They're going to be distracting you. Now, the unfortunate thing is that most men and women do live lives of quiet desperation. And the understanding is that as you move through those days that way, you're literally staying asleep on many levels. There's not the healthy, dynamic you in charge, a healthy ego. It's the old, unfortunately, controlling subconscious ego that's in charge of you. It doesn't want you to take that red pill. It doesn't want you to wake up to reality and realize that you don't need it to be in control of your life. We've said it many times. It's like a parent trying to protect you, but overly protective parent. It doesn't want to let go, and it thinks it knows what's best. Unfortunately, this parent within you is incredibly powerful. For your subconscious mind is far more powerful than your conscious desires. That's why it's so important for your subconscious to be healthy. A healthy subconscious allows you to move forward, to learn, to grow, to change. It doesn't resist change. It's not fearful. When you have a healthier subconscious, you can take that red pill and add it into your life. Because what it means to be in this more awakened state is that simply you're able to deal with what is. Now that seems like a simple statement, but it's a powerful spiritual truth. Most of us deal with what should be. Immediately something happens and we get mad because it should be this, or he should say this, or she should act this way, or this should happen, or that shouldn't happen. That's not dealing with reality. That's dealing from a reactive state. The reality is it happened. You can't fight truth. You can't fight the fact. You want to take your energy and deal with the situation and move forward. That's what a healthy mind does. But most of us are lost in the old negative things of the doubt, the blame, the guilt, or we become victims. None of it is a very good recipe for a happy life. So as you're moving forward, you will find that more and more when you take charge, when you are able to make these healthy choices, that you move into that state of mind. You can call it whatever you want, a meditative state of mind, a mindfulness, a state of meditative silence, whatever it is. It allows you to move beyond the ego. When you move beyond the ego, you're in the now. It's very simple. All life takes place in the now. Yet most of our life, we resist being in the now. We want it to be what should be, and we get lost in endless thought. Instead of accepting what is, that puts you into the now moment, and you deal with life from that perspective. Taking the red pill will free you from so much of the negativity that is in there, programming that you had no say over whatsoever. And we talked about this in past episodes about the power of your subconscious mind and how important it is to move on. So just consider taking the red pill. Now there's no pill you're going to take, but it means you can awaken. At any one time, you've got two choices. Are you in the egoic state of mind, or are you in that state of mind that I call the mystical state? It feels mystical. In reality, it's the most natural state of all. It's your true self, the real you. And the more time you spend in that state, the more you begin to really feel deeply what it is to be this person. You begin to connect with the real you, not the image, not the ego, not the wounded self. So please consider taking the red pill metaphorically. It's okay to wake up. It's okay to move forward. We don't have to stay stuck in the old habit patterns. In the movie, in The Matrix, when we go back to that, the character of Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne's character, had said that, well, the Matrix is designed to put us into a state of being that is illusionary. It's not real. But it's literally what the subconscious does. It weaves this spell over you and you begin to think it's real. Now I know this is not easy to do. Complacency naturally results when we're in a happy state. When you're in a happy state, you can be happy sitting in front of a TV watching anything and eating potato chips. That can make you happy. But it can't bring you that joy and that fulfillment that you really want. But it's really hard to move out of that state of mind, that state of complacency or even happiness. It can be a drawback. And you'll hear many of the spiritual teachers saying that only when we undergo a painful experience does that wake us up out of that state. Does that arouse us and we awaken from the unreality we've been living in. Well, I don't want you to have to go through a painful experience in order to achieve that. I want you to be able to naturally see the benefit of it and start questioning yourself, understand the ego, so that naturally it can start to fade away and you'll have more and more moments in the now without having to undergo some trauma. This is not easy to do because your subconscious will fight you every instance. That's why it's important to have people to support you who know what you're doing. It's very difficult to do it on your own. I had others help me when I went through my own emotional growth work. I couldn't have done it alone, quite frankly. The ego was just too strong. So please find somebody that can help you wherever you happen to be. And maybe the people that you care about the most are also more aware of these things and you can talk about it and support one another. This is what I do, obviously, in my office here, and I do it for people. I have clients around the world where we talk during the sessions. It's more like a coaching session, helping them to wake up, helping them to be aware, and I can do the same for you if it's something you're interested in. I always offer a free consultation. It's a good way to talk on the phone or by Zoom and understand more and more what the capacity you have to change your life for the better. So next time you see the movie, think about the Matrix and realize it's a metaphor for your life. It literally is an opportunity for you to wake up from the matrix that you are stuck in right now. I always laugh because when people come to see me and we do the hypnosis, they're always afraid that, oh my gosh, I don't want you to put me into a hypnotic trance state. Don't make me do this. And I say, my job is to wake you up from the hypnotic trance state you're already in. The negative ones. I don't want you to stay stuck. I don't want you to be in hypnosis at all. We're going to use this tool of talking to your subconscious so that we can make it positive and move you out of this state of mind. Being in a hypnotic trance state, it's a tool, and then you don't want to have to go back into that at all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being in this wonderful creative state of mind, but I want you to feel the joy of being in the moment. So when you see the movie, think about what you can do differently. And just take a few moments and see whether it's really something that has great value for you. See you next time.